Hi there, I'm Jill Moss. Not too long ago I was fat, by even the most lenient definition of the word, and it made me hate myself almost to the point of depression. I didn't like the way I looked, I didn't like the way I felt, and I certainly didn't like the way people treated me. So I set out to get rid of the ugly fat that was completely destroying my life. When I started this journey, I was constantly told by so-called weight loss experts that it was my fault that I was overweight and that I was irresponsible about what I ate and how little exercise I did. This made me feel even worse about myself. I tried out their intensive exercises. Yes, I woke up at 5 a.m. on some days to go to the gym, along with their extremely strict diets that required a lot of discipline and self-deprivation. But the few pounds I did lose crept back on in a matter of weeks. It was a vicious cycle, one that left me more depressed and disappointed with myself each time. I knew it wasn't irresponsible eating that was causing me to be fat, because I only ate when I felt hungry, and I always considered hunger something natural and something that needed to be satisfied. The body is only hungry because it needs energy, so how could that make me fat? But I was slowly getting more and more out of shape. I had no choice but to try out these disgusting diets that made me totally unsatisfied after every meal. Despite all my compromise and sacrifice, I was nowhere closer to finally getting rid of the one thing that was holding me back in my life, my ugly fat. Why was I still getting fat, even though I was doing everything that these experts suggested I do? I first blamed it on myself. Maybe I just wasn't cut out to be slim. Maybe I had some genetic defects that were restricting me from losing weight. But then something hit me. None of these experts had lost weight themselves. They'd just studied a lot of books and gotten qualifications that allow them to call themselves an expert. But they have no clue what goes on with someone when they're out of shape. They have no idea how embarrassing and degrading it is when people laugh at the way you look. They have no idea how it feels to be constantly told your irresponsibility has led you to becoming this fat, when all you've actually done is what every human being is required to do: satisfy hunger. I knew there was something being hidden from me. Most of these experts could not be sincere because, after all, they profit most from our misery. In fact, what I eventually found out about the weight loss industry sent shivers down my spine. Before I get into that, I want to tell you what my long journey led me to. The reason why I was getting fat, despite only eating when I was hungry, was simply because most of my hunger was artificial. There's a big difference between artificial and natural hunger. I'll tell you exactly what it is shortly. The artificial hunger was the result of the high levels of stress that I was living with. Most of my hunger wasn't actually my body asking for food. Instead, it was simply my body asking for an escape from the misery the stress put me through. It was emotional hunger. I'd get in a better mood by eating, and over time, that's what caused me to become fat. Being unhappy about being fat caused me more stress, and I'd end up eating more and more, getting worse each time. Thankfully, I got lucky. I figured out early enough that I was emotionally eating, and I took action to get rid of the real cause of my fat. The result? I lost 25 pounds and haven't regained them ever since. That's not all I did, though. I ate all my favorite foods. Yep, no strict diets, no rigorous exercise routines, and I felt better than I ever have. You too could be fat and getting fatter because of your emotional hunger. And here's the thing, it's not that hard to get rid of once you know you're an emotional eater. I've created a simple questionnaire that will show you if you eat due to emotional hunger or not. It will only take 3 minutes of your time and can completely change your life, just the way it changed mine. Also, I'll tell you more about the weight loss industry and what exactly the difference between natural and artificial hunger is in a lot more detail after the survey. Just click the link below, and 3 minutes from now you'll know if you too are an emotional eater. You've got nothing to lose. It's completely free. But you do have a chance at finally discovering why you've gained so much weight. Visit the link now Your body deserves a chance at being understood. A 3-minute investment of your time is nothing when it comes to a lifetime of stress-free, emotional hunger-free living.